Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations, and in today's video, we're going to be diving back into some Cookie Run Kingdom, and I'm going to be bringing you guys a special video, and that's going to be the Ultimate Beginner's Guide. That is right, man. We get asked a ton of beginner guide stuff when it comes to tips and tricks and things to do's and don'ts and just a whole bunch of stuff. So with that being said, I thought I might as well make another guide for you guys talking about everything you need to know when it comes to starting off in Cookie Run Kingdom. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Alrighty, now diving into the first section we've got for you guys today, and that's going to be cookies, right? And pretty much just discussing, you loaded up into Cookie Run Kingdom, you're new to the game, you're not sure what cookies are great and or which ones are going to be worth investing in, alright? Because if you don't know, there is no reset feature in this game, meaning once you invest in a cookie, that experience and resources that you've invested into that cookie are gone. You can no longer get them back. There's no way to reset it, so definitely go check out my tier list videos if you haven't done so already. You want to make sure you're checking out the most recent tier list video, according to whenever you're watching this video, because that's going to house the best cookies to focus on early game. So once again, refer to my tier list videos if you haven't done so already, because I just basically go more in depth talking about why each cookie is great and which one is going to be better than other ones in that same class. Alrighty, now moving right along to the section number 2 we've got for you guys today, and that is going to bring us to kingdom progression. The first thing we need to talk about and discuss, and that's going to be your cookie castle level. All right, so it's very important because at certain milestones, so basically certain cookie castle levels, you want to stop rushing your cookie castle, and instead you want to upgrade other items throughout your kingdom and max those items out. All right, and so with that being said, the 3 milestones that you need to be stopping are Cookie Castle level 6. You upgrade, you basically unlock a couple additional buildings that you have to build, grind up some of those new resources, and then basically level up your cookie houses to the max. We'll talk about that in a second, and then you can progress forward to the second milestone, which will be Cookie Castle level 8. Once you stop at Cookie Castle level 8, again, you're going to rinse and repeat. You're going to unlock the new buildings, the new resources, build up those resources, then grind out those levels for those cookie houses again, all right? And then finally, next up that you're going to stop, and that's going to be Cookie Castle level 10. Again, you're going to rinse and repeat all the same steps from the Castle level 6 and Castle level 8 before eventually moving on to level 9 and then, or not level 9, sorry, level 11 and level 12 and so on, all right? So just keep that in mind. Once you stop at one of those milestones, your cookie houses are going to be the most important thing, definitely 100%, because this is what generates the experience that you need to level up each individual cookie, all right? So it's going to require so much experience. You can see once you get to the later stages, basically level 45 to level 46, you can see it takes a mega ton of experience, all right? So 100%, your main focus at every single level should be investing all of your resources, whether it's going to be something as simple as, some sugar cubes and some time with a little bit of gold, or it could be something as really expensive as something like this, where you're going to end up getting, into the rarer Aurora pieces, also some additional sugar cubes, for instance, a ton of time and a lot of gold, all right? So it doesn't matter what stage you're on, leveling up your cookie houses are a absolute must and probably the single-handedly most important thing when it comes to your overall kingdom progression. Once you've officially unlocked all of your cookie houses, you've maxed them out at whatever cookie castle level you are currently on, your next investment 100% should definitely be your individual landmarks, all right? So there are 3 landmarks specifically that you should be focusing on. The first one is going to be the tick-tock clock tower, all right? This is going to drastically reduce the amount of production time it takes in your production buildings to craft specific resources, all right? So this one, number 1 on the list. Number 2 that you should be investing in my personal opinion, and that's going to bring us to the Dreaming Jelly Lion statue, all right? So the Dreaming, you can see I've already got it here. I didn't mean to click it. But anyways, basically the lion statue is going to give you guys additional attack percent on all of your cookies account wide. So 100% is needed, especially for those early stages where you're pretty much OP. You're not really looking to get a healer of any sorts when it comes to like covering content in the game. So having more attack is going to allow you to clear those stages faster. All right. Last but not least, most important landmark to invest in right off the bat, and that's going to be the Dark Lord's Castle. Keep in mind, I believe this one does unlock a little bit later as you progress through the game, but definitely need to be picking it up, and it is 100% worth the 5,000 crystal investment. So definitely pick this bad boy up. It's going to give all of your cookies an additional 5% damage resistance across your team, which definitely is going to help you out with mitigating damage and staying alive. Alrighty, so then once you've officially got your landmarks already ready to go, you've bought those things, they're slowly upgrading them as you progress in the game. The next thing you need to be focusing on when it comes to your overall kingdom progression, and that's going to be your production buildings, right? Every one of your production buildings, no matter what it is that you have placed down or unlocked, needs to be building something all the time, all right? I cannot stress that enough. In this game, you will be basically struggling in the later stages to farm out enough materials and resources through all of your buildings, okay? So the earlier stages in the game that you can start grinding out these production buildings, getting items made up, hoarding up massive amounts of these items, fulfilling those tree of wishes, filling those train orders, basically anything and everything you can to make resources, that's your number one priority when it comes to the production buildings, because you never know when you're going to need specific materials, whether it's an event, like I said, whether it's a specific train order, whether it's a specific item you want to trade out of the trading port when you get there to unlock it. Again, you never know, so definitely be focusing on those buildings and producing items all the time. Alrighty, and then last but not least, for section 2 of this video, and that's going to be the Tree of Wishes, right? 100% the single-handedly the best way to get gold in this game, alright? I'm not saying you can't get gold elsewhere. You could definitely farm out gold via the events or train orders and, you know, pretty much just the world exploration. You can definitely get gold elsewhere. However, if you are looking to grind out gold and have a nice steady income of gold, the best thing to do is get in here daily and grind out all 3 of these chests. All 3 of these chests will give you, or basically take you, 45 wishes daily. It's not hard to do 45, especially when if you don't have a certain item. So say for instance these lollipops, you can click the refresh button, boom, in 10 minutes you will get a brand new one, and it's pretty much just RNG on whatever items it's going to request you to do. Some of them are going to be super easy, and some of them will take some of those higher rarity items. You pick and choose what you are willing to part with, but at the end of the day, this is going to be the best way to get gold and definitely to keep a healthy supply of gold early game. Alrighty, now diving into section number 3 we've got for you guys today, and that's going to bring us to the world exploration mode, and specifically rushing the world exploration mode until you get to episode 6, alright? The reason why it is absolutely needed is because that's going to be the first episode that you can start grinding out epic toppings. So to give you guys an example, if I go to 6.3, you can see the epic toppings that can potentially drop. Again, it's RNG, but just keep in mind that this is going to be the best episode to farm, especially early game, because like I said, this is going to be the first one you can grind out epic toppings. Not only do you can you grind epic toppings, you can also start grinding some of the better skill powders in episode 6. So you 100% need to be grinding out this stage. Skill powders are going to make a massive difference for your cookies level of their skill, and it's definitely going to be needed when you are trying to clear whatever content you are struggling with in the game, especially early on, all right? Next thing up is going to be when it comes to hard stages. The first, I want to say 1 through 5 episodes or 1 through 6 episodes are pretty easy to breeze through as long as you are investing experience into your individual cookies, leveling up your team as a solid unit, and also investing in the right cookies. You should have no problem. The first stage that you are going to be really struggling with is going to be 725, all right? 725 is a very hard and really tough stage for most players in the game, especially early on. The final boss in that stage, the librarian, does this skill. It's like an AoE ability and pretty much will just nuke your entire team. One of the best ways to handle this is going to be bringing a cookie that can do some sort of stun, all right? So most people are utilizing Tiger Lily if you happen to get her early on. Again, just utilize her for this. Don't invest a lot of experience jellies into her. Use what you have at the time of pulling her. Utilize her here. Pop off the stun the librarian, do as much damage as you can, kill the librarian, move on to the next stage, all right? That's going to be the toughest one. That I just wanted to mention that to you guys. You know, don't worry if you get stuck on 725. It's really, really tough, all right? Next thing I want to talk about when it comes to this section, and that's going to be the dark mode, all right? Again, just like the story mode, I would not focus on running the dark mode or grinding out the dark mode at all until you do complete episode 6. One of the main reasons for that is because it's just not going to really be worth your time. Not only that, the experience jellies, or not experience jellies, the stamina jellies, these items here, it costs a lot to run the dark mode stages. If you go to a stage that you can farm some soul stones out of, it costs 28 98, which is ridiculous when you have only like a cap of like 90, right? So definitely early game, not going to be worth the investment. However, that does lead me to the next point. That's going to be when you're farming soul shards or soul stones in the dark mode, do not grind out or spend any time farming out common and rare soul stones, all right? Because I know some of you guys might think, oh, but I could still use them to complete bonds. It's not going to be worth it. You will get more than enough commons and rare cookies to complete your bonds via the regular gacha summons, all right? So don't waste any time in farming out those. Only farm out the epic soul stones from the individual modes within the dark mode. Alrighty, now diving into the section number 4 we've got for you guys today, and that's going to bring us to the gacha / mileage points, right? I get this question asked a ton, and that's going to be when you are looking in the gacha system, especially as a new player, you got a couple different things going on. We've got some featured banners, which are for a specific cookie or a rate up on a specific cookie. We've got a regular standard cookie banner. We've got treasures. We've got a daily gift, which is just a free thing. And then obviously we got the mileage shop. All right. So 100%, first thing I want to tell you, featured cookie banner, only pull on the featured cookie banner if you want that featured cookie, all right? Now, the reason being is because your chances of getting an epic do not increase. However, the chances of the epic being that featured cookie does increase. And with that being the case, if you don't want that cookie specifically, then pulling on the regular cookie banner is almost always going to be a better option because all of the rates are exactly the same as far as a chance of getting that type of cookie. However, like I said, when it comes to the individual cookie, there is no featured cookie. So therefore, you have pretty much RNG for all of the ones that are in that specific banner. So 100% keep that in mind. The next thing up is going to be the treasure pool. The treasures, in my opinion, should only be pulled on once you have already farmed out a decent team, all right? So once you have gotten some of those really top tier cookies via my tier list video, then obviously I would recommend to save up your crystals for doing pulls on the treasure gacha, because the treasure are going to make a massive difference also in your gameplay. And then also as you get you further progress in the game, those treasures are going to make or break it when you get to those later episodes and also in the arena, all right? So just keep that in mind. Now, moving on to the second part of this, and that's going to bring us to the mileage shop, all right? Originally, when we first dove into the game, in one of my tips and tricks videos early on, I talked about getting in here, picking a specific cookie, grinding out their soul stones, and then once you get enough of them, then obviously move on. However, I'm going to just break it down for you in what I actually feel is a different and better strategy. First one up is going to be only invest in the soul stones that you are currently close to promoting, all right? If you are not close to promoting any of the cookies, and how you can tell that is in the cookie section underneath their portrait, you can see how many soul stones you have for that cookie and how many is needed in order for you to do another promotion on that cookie, all right? So to give you guys an example here, I don't know if I'm close to any of them. Yeah, there we go. All right, so chili pepper here. Let's say I was using chili pepper. Definitely don't use chili pepper if you can help it, but you can see that I'm only 4 soul stones away. If I was looking to build a chili pepper for whatever reason, then obviously that would not be a bad one to invest some mileage points in, right? Because it's only going to cost me roughly 400 mileage points. It's very easy to get because it costs 1 per soul star, or it's only going to cost us 1 per shard. But at the end of the day, you don't want to be wasting your mileage points on soul stones alone, all right? And again, I cannot stress that enough. You want to make sure that you are instead saving your mileage points to buy your treasure tickets right here. And again, this just goes back to the original point. You want to be popping off your additional crystals and your additional mileage points for your treasure tickets, because your treasure is going to massively increase your damage. And not only that, it's going to make a massive difference with whatever content you're trying to cover, whether it's guild boss battle to do more damage, whether it's in the arena to do specific stun comps or to, specific attack comps, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you are investing in the treasure gacha. All right, and then last but not least thing that I want to mention when it comes to the gacha and the mileage point section is going to be kind of a little bit of a side tip, but if you are looking to grind out some of those additional soul stones, utilizing the arena shop is going to be your best bet. And the reason why I say that is because currently in the arena shop right now, most of the items on here are not going to be worth investing in, all right? So obviously the better choice out of this shop is going to be the epic soul soul stones, and these epic soul stones, yes, can even include the featured cookie, as you can see right here for red velvet. All right, so 100% you need to be coming in here utilizing your metals solely on those soul stones, because it's just an easy and quicker way to grind out some of those additional stones that you need to get those promotions on your cookies. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this pretty much brings us to the last section of the video. Not a whole lot of content here, but that's going to be later on in the game, or basically setting yourself up for future prospects, because I believe your cookie castle has to be at least level 6, I believe, in order to unlock the laboratory. But the laboratory is 100% worth mentioning here. One of the biggest ones that you should be focusing on first in the laboratory, once you unlock it and get there, would be the tastier star jellies. All right, tastier star jellies 100% are going to basically increase your efficiency on your experience jellies by 10%. So definitely needed. Get in here, grind that out. You want to make sure you get it to level 5 as soon as possible. And if you haven't done so already, you're early in the game, start saving experience jellies. Once you've got enough levels on your cookies, your main core cookies are leveled up, don't waste them on investing any experience jellies in additional cookies. Instead, you should be investing it and saving that experience jellies up for then once you do max this out, because when you want to invest in a new cookie, it's going to give you 10% more efficiency. All right. The next thing up that I would advise to be focusing on is basically working your way through here and then unlocking the smithy faster production. Everything in the laboratory is going to cost some sort of smithy material in order to upgrade that technology. So obviously investing in smithy faster production is going to 100% make it easier on you, because those items will be able to be crafted faster, thus you increasing the level of whatever technology you're trying to increase a lot faster as well. And then the next thing up that I want to mention to you guys is going to be obviously taking advantage of every single event in the game is a must, hands down. Right now we're kind of in a dry spell at the time of me recording this video, because we've only got a couple of days left normally before they drop an update on us, but 100% you need to be getting in here, taking advantage of the events. A lot of the times there are a mega ton of resources for free that all you do is just log into the game and you can claim those bad boys. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the last thing I wanted to mention to you guys before we hop out of here for today's video is going to be down below in the description. We've got a link to our official Discord, all right? And I invite anybody and everybody to jump in there, because we've got over 1,000 players for various mobile games, and I believe almost 1,000 just on Cookie Run Kingdom, all right? So we've got tons of people that can help you, give you as much advice as possible, myself included. I am in there. My DMs are always open to anybody. If you want to talk, or if you need some help on something, or if you just want to say, hey, I'm all about it. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notification every time we drop a video, and I will see you guys on the next one.